Not entirely sure if it's yesterday or the day before, however time works in the kangaroo country, but Djokovic ended up winning his appeal. If you guys remember, he received a medical exemption from the government, which was good until he arrived in Australia. And then he was detained and thrown into a quarantine camp, okay? And then he had to wait there for a few days, and then he got an appeal Monday, okay? And it looked like he ended up going through, so he's going to be in the Australia Open, okay? Weird situation. So let's get some of the background before we get up to current date. After a lengthy hearing, Novak Djokovic was released from the immigration detention in Australia, with the federal judge Anthony Kelly reinstating the tennis player's visa after court hearings on Monday, with fans celebrating his win outside the federal circuit court. And fans are going to be playing a big deal in this. The attorney representing the federal government, Anthony Tran, said the government would comply with the orders, but Immigration Minister Alex Hawke is still considering using his discretionary power to cancel Djokovic's visa. Definitely not a salty bitch. Kelly said the government exercises its powers to cancel the visa, okay, even though, yeah, it appears as though Djokovic proved that he had the exception. They're just being little petulant children saying, I don't think so. Thanks for wasting money and resources to fly to Australia for, I don't know, to only increase the profile of your fucking major tournament. Weirdos. Djokovic will not be permitted to return to Australia in 3 years, but it could be appealed. Why would you do that? Should just let them suffer. I still hold true to my idea that all of the APT and all of the WTA should just boycott the Australia Open and just let them fucking play their empty stadium tournament with just amateur players or whoever fucking shows up to, I don't know, catch the balls. He demanded that if the government decided to enact the powers, the court was entitled to be informed. At the hearing, Kelly deemed the decision to cancel Djokovic's visa unreasonable after the player had been told at 5:20 a.m. on January 6th that he could have until 8:30 a.m. to respond to officials. The call to cancel the visa, however, happened before the deadline at 7:42 a.m. before Djokovic could use time to consult others to make further submission on his own behalf. Interesting. The government also acknowledged that it had not given Djokovic enough time to make this case while he was being held after arriving in the country. Minister for Home Affairs, Karen Andrews, and she definitely lives up to her given name, has filed a submission against the appeal on January 9th, expressing that Djokovic can still be detained despite court orders. You got your appeal for your medical exemption, but the government is still trying to place you behind bars. I would say at this point, you should probably leave because it looks like they're going to try to fuck with you on the way out anyways, but I like the tenacity, and I like the protest that you're putting on here, Novak. Good stuff. An order for immediate release does not prevent redetention if there is power to detain. And we have seen over the past at least, 8 months at this point, Australia's love of just flexing their authority, whether it's warranted or not. However, certain discrepancies that came to the public's attention were not addressed at the hearing. So, should have. Sucks to suck. Tennis Australia has been informed players seeking a medical exemption to apply by December 10th. It is unknown if Djokovic made an application before that date. Sure looks like it. However, Tennis Australia and the Victorian government approved his exemption to play in the Australian Open on December 30th. So the deadline to apply is December 10th, and then he was granted the exemption December 30th. It seems like a regular administrative bullshit, okay, to be completely honest. I don't know what the problem was. Exemption noted that he had tested positive for the COOF on December 16th, but had not had a fever or symptoms in the preceding 72 hours. It's okay. It seems like it's fine then, okay. However, photos on social media have shown the player attending a children's award ceremony on December 17th, a day after his COVID positive test, but he said that he hadn't displayed any symptoms in the previous 72 hours. So, I don't know if this is that gotcha that you're anticipating. Prime Minister Scott Morrison has publicly stated that he would not comment on the matter. Salty bitch. But let's talk about these fans now. Okay, Novak Djokovic fans clash with Australian police in wild scenes. This is new as of today, and we just got a little Twitter video I'm not going to play. It's like a pretty good turnout in Australia itself. Like, we'll just play a couple of still frames of it, but as you can see, it's a pretty decent turnout with some unfortunate consequences, because this is Gillian McKeith, who is, I guess, a television presenter, nutritionist, and dietitial technician, #1 best-selling author, public health advocate, Ivy Leaguer, the poo lady. All right. Not one single country has condemned the tyrannical behavior of the corrupt Australian government. Australian police just pepper sprayed the crowd of supporters for Djokovic. It seems like Australia is having a normal one. One man has been arrested and 2 officers injured after crowds gathered outside Novak Djokovic's lawyer's office in Melbourne to celebrate the world's #1 male tennis player's win. An Australia federal court turned aggressive on Monday night. Probably after they started getting pepper sprayed and tear gas. It's weird how that shit kind of lines up together. Supporters of the tennis star turned aggressive after unconfirmed reports appeared in the Victorian media that Australian authorities were allegedly seeking to arrest the Serbian athlete, despite the federal courts ordering his immediate release for immigration detention. Now, what was the point of granting the appeal process to go through if you're just going to throw him out anyways? When a black car with tinted windows drove out of Djokovic's lawyer's office with several police officers surrounding the car, chaos ensued as fans of Djokovic crowded the car, chanting, "Free Novak, free Novak." Police struggled to hold back the supporters from the vehicle, some of whom were carrying Serbian flags. In the video footage showing a man jumping up and down on the top of the vehicle, the police deploying pepper spray to contain the crowd. Victorian police said that they were forced to use the spray due to an aggressive behavior in the crowd. The police also arrested a 27-year-old man who is expected to be charged on summons with assaulting police and acting in a riotous manner. But did you declare riot, or is it just one of those fancy turn of phrases where you can just magically charge somebody with something that, we'll make it up as we go? 2 police, a male senior constable and a female constable, received minor injuries in the skirmish but did not require medical attention. I'd feel bad for you if you didn't, enforce these stupid rules. John Alexander, a former Australian tennis player and a member of the coalition, has called out the federal government for their actions in a post on his Facebook account on Monday. I'm sure it's been taken down by now, saying that the decision of the federal court should be respected and that based on the judge's decision, the tennis player does not seem to present an unreasonable health risk to Australia. Yeah, it's not like he's going to run around and start spitting on everybody in Australia. He's probably there to play in a tournament that's pretty important. But yeah, literally everybody's spurging out there. At least the tyrants that are in Australia. Lying, sneaking asshole. Aussie journalist trashed Novak Djokovic on hot mic because, of course, Serbian tennis star Novak Djokovic was trashed on a television network in Australia on Monday night with a live pre-broadcast microphone catching 2 presenters and unleashing on the visiting player. The pair slammed the world #1 off-air, questioning the legitimacy of his positive PCR test. Wow, we got some test skeptics out there. Can't believe that they get platformed and branding him as a lying, sneaking asshole. Their entire expletive-filled exchange was caught on a hot microphone. Wow, bad day for retards in front of hot microphones. Earlier in the day, Djokovic won a court battle to stay in the country after Judge Anthony Kelly ruled that his visa should be reinstated. However, the 34-year-old was seen without a mask in public in the days after his positive test resulted that granted the exemption. Oh my God. And also, if you can believe this, he declared that he had not traveled in 14 days before entering Australia, which, I don't know, wouldn't that be a little bit of a tough thing to prove, considering he would have had to travel to get to Australia? I know. But videos appear to show him in Serbia and Spain. Well, doesn't he live in Serbia? Okay, doesn't he have residence there? Anyways, and Spain, and again, that could be the flight pattern, but whatever, I don't know, nor do I care, this is retarded. Attending an award ceremony for young tennis players while his family cut short a press conference on Monday when the subject was raised. Oh well. 2 news anchors from Melbourne 7 News were caught discussing the matter with the sound and images leaked online by an anonymous source. Rebecca Madern starts off accusing Djokovic of being a lying, sneaking asshole. Language lady, you're on television, before challenging his positive PCR test results. Co-host Mike Moore is in agreement and branding Djokovic as a liar and an asshole before saying he expects the 9-time Australian Open champ to get away with it. What, bust up the government monopoly on the movement of an individual, yeah, sure, that would suck. And that would, getting away with that, oh boy, that would really ruin your guys' captive audience. And be allowed to compete at this year's tournament. I hope so. I really fucking hope so. More also references deported Czech player Renato Vorakova, who had her visa cancelled on the same grounds as Djokovic, but opted to leave Australia because she's like, fuck this shit, I'm out. Well, neither have addressed the issue since, others on social media have, by using the comment section available on Instagram, nor do I care. Furthermore, over the comments developed, Djokovic has held practice sessions on Tuesday. Cool. He's just shutting up and serving, I guess, as it would be in the tennis community. On Tuesday, a day after he left immigration detention, focusing on defending his Australian Open title, even when he faces the prospect of deportation because the government is fucking petty. I hope he wins. And he just tips over the title and then just DX crotch chops off the court. That'd be great. Oh, but a boy can dream. It's nice to see somebody with that high a profile going directly into the belly of the beast and fighting back, because if 2022 is going to be better than 2021, this shit needs to start happening. Enough people just fucking lying down, rolling over, running with wild fucking misinformation about how bad this shit is. If they want to be that stupid for a third fucking year, let them. But they don't have the power. It's the silent majority that's out there who's been too silent for too fucking long. So hopefully this sparks some people to start really questioning what's going on in Australia, because we've been very well educated on the subject of Australian tyranny for a while now, and maybe this will wake up a bunch of other people. Once you start to mobilize the sports community, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, then this could really, really spark some change. Or maybe it'll just be another major that passes on the tennis calendar and all of this is for naught. I don't really know, but I'm holding out hope. With that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.